All right, so this week it's AP exam week. So there are no assignments this week. The only thing that you need to do is your weekly check-in. My recommendation is you do that check-in before the AP exam on Thursday, May 14th. Again, that just gives us a chance to make sure that everything's making sense and you don't have any questions. You will notice on the week 35 details, I did put a link to 4 different exam reviews. These are not required. They're not part of your class grade. They're just there for you to get some additional practice if you need some, or if you want some, right? It's also there because we do still have our course final coming up in 2 weeks. So again, it's just some more questions for those of you that are getting ready for the final that you can look at. So again, these are not required, but they're there as just additional practice for you guys to look at. So as you get ready for the AP exam, there was some stuff that I wanted to go over. They always remind you to make sure your Chromebook's charged before you go in there. I believe it's a little different this year because we moved over to iPad. So if you have the Chromebook still, make sure it's charged before you go in there. Otherwise, they'll have the device for you. Remember, it will be done in the Blue Book app, so you will have access to a calendar. There is scratch paper if you need it, but everything will be digital on the device. As far as the actual exam goes, again, you're going to see 70 multiple choice questions. That is going to make up 70% of your final exam grade. The other 30% comes from the performance task. We did 2 parts of the performance task already. So these 30% of your grade, this performance task, it comes from 6 points. You either get the point or you do not. So one of those points is from your program code. That's what you turned in at the end of April. One of the points is for the video. Again, you turn that in at the end of April. So when you go to do the exam on Thursday, you're going to have 70% of your grade coming from the 70 multiple choice questions. And then 4 of these 6 points that make up that last 30% are going to be completed via the written responses. So those have been the 4 FRQ questions that you guys have been practicing for the last couple weeks, really this last semester. So just kind of don't forget there's, different categories for each of the questions. So the first question will have something to do with program purpose and function. It's probably going to ask you about like comments or feedback or, inputs or outputs, purpose, functionality, stuff like that. The second one will have something to do with the list. So like how your list made things easier or, different ways that you could have done the list. The third one's going to be about procedure and algorithms. And then the fourth one will be on testing or errors. So each question is graded separately. Remember, you either get the point or you don't. So make sure you're giving them college level answers and you're explaining things as best as you can. And really, that's kind of it for this. Like I said, try to do your check-in before the 14th, just so I can answer any questions you have. Otherwise, good luck on your test. And then I'll be back next week as we start preparing for the course final.